passed down through generations. One prevalent tale tells of a tragic incident in the 1930s or 40s involving a school bus and an oncoming train. According to this narrative, the bus stalled on the tracks, resulting in a devastating collision that claimed the lives of the children on board. Another version involves a nun driving Sunday school children, with similar tragic consequences. While historical records don't corroborate these specific events, similar tragedies in nearby cities such as Salt Lake City and New Braunfels lend credence to the possibility of such occurrences. Here's a newspaper headline from December 1938. It describes a bus driver stalling the vehicle on the tracks in the fog and snow. Death toll likely to reach 30. Regardless of the tale's origins, the paranormal activity reported at the intersection suggests that spirits may still linger in the area. Spurred on by the ghost stories, one local resident back in the early 1990s went to the tracks to take some photos. While she claims not to have seen anything strange at the time, when she had the photos developed, something quite striking.
So if you die on a railroad or on a train, do you haunt a whole railroad?
Standing at the intersection.
You on that entire line? You know what I mean? Where's your jurisdiction?
Well, now, modern-day TikTokers have embraced the legend, capturing their encounters on camera and sharing them with the world.
So take your foot off the brake. Now, look at this shit.
The contemporary version of the urban legend states that if you complete a number of rituals, the ghosts of the children that died are said to make themselves known. First, you cover your car in baby powder.
Gonna see if this works.
What the fuck?
Second, you place your car in neutral just on one side of the train tracks. It's said that the spirits of the children will push your car across the tracks to safety on the other side. Scores of videos depict cars seemingly moving.
What the fuck?
How, dude? And this is uphill. I already put the level on this thing. Now, as soon as you hit the tracks, it's obviously going downhill. So yeah, the momentum takes you.
Here's another example here.
What the fuck? Ghost babies love baby powder.
What?
Oh my god. I didn't stop it. It's like Valley Girl sounding lady.
And yet another moving car caught on camera here.
Seems like pretty unsafe.
They've all put their cars in neutral, yet somehow the vehicle manages to cross the tracks, just like the urban legend states. Further to this, many have tried putting baby powder on their cars. Time and time again, you can see little handprints.
I feel like that was just like kind of fuck up your paint too.
Here's some more here.
Gonna see if this works.
100 babies pushing a car. Yeah, it's called baby power.
After the kids push you over the train tracks.
Just like the local legend states, it's as
like
though
horsepower,
the
but with
pushing
babies.
The cars to safety, leaving behind visible proof.
Oh my god. We're like getting pushed over right now. The car is off.
Car's off. My foot's right here.
Despite skeptics' attempts to rationalize the phenomenon, the persistence of these encounters and the multitude of corroborating videos suggests that there may be more to the legend than meets the eye.
Imagine you get hit by a train while you're doing this because you're just like so fucking stupid.
To protect visitors from a similar
That's how you
fate,
die.
Or simply the product of gravity.
Again, she died doing a baby powder
the
challenge.
Tracks of San Antonio continue to intrigue and unsettle all who dare to explore their mysteries.
And we're moving. Oh my god. We're like getting pushed over right now. The car is off.
Car's off. My foot's right here. Nothing's on.
Nothing's on.
There's another one over there.
In late February 2024, residents of western Massachusetts witnessed something highly unusual in the night skies.
What are these things?
Several eyewitnesses capture footage of an enormous, unidentified light hovering in the air.
I just saw 2 others of that.
Things get even stranger when smaller lights begin to emerge from the larger one.
They were too far apart from each other. Look at 3 flares floating.
This is spotted by numerous witnesses in separate parts of town.
What are these things?
Here comes another one, I'm telling you. And there's one way over there. Where?
As the news of the strange occurrence spread, conversations buzzed with theories and questions. Was it a natural occurrence, a trick of the light, or perhaps something more otherworldly?
Looks like nothing.
Love to
It's
hear your
like
thoughts on
helicopters.
this peculiar sighting in the comments down below.
What are these things?
Here comes another one, I'm telling you. And there's one way over there. Where?
In the desolate expanse of the Kazakh steppe, nestled amidst the vastness, lie the dusty villages of Kalachi and Krasnogorsk. Here, the silence of the countryside was shattered not by the sound of labour or laughter, but by a peculiar melody that cast a shadow of fear and uncertainty over the residents. It was a phenomenon so bizarre, so inexplicable, it came to be known as the sleeping sickness of Kalachi. Since the fateful month of March in 2013, more than 140 people in these remote settlements
Looks like
succumbed to a
Tarkov.
mysterious ailment that plunged them into a deep slumber for days on end. The illness struck indiscriminately, afflicting both young and old alike, leaving them with memory loss, grogginess, weakness, and throbbing headaches upon reawakening. Some unfortunate individuals fell victim multiple times, trapped in a relentless cycle of unconsciousness that stretched for up to 6 days at a time. The afflicted would often exhibit
Sounds like a
bewildering
World of Horror
behaviour,
quest.
falling asleep suddenly even in the midst of their daily routines. Their sleep was accompanied by nightmarish hallucinations where winged horses, serpents, and grotesque creatures plagued their dreams. The bizarre affliction spared not even animals, as pets too succumbed to inexplicable bouts of lethargy and agitation. For years, the cause of this strange malady eluded both the residents and medical community alike. Some speculated that the nearby abandoned uranium mines, relics of the Soviet era, held the key to the mystery. Others attributed the illness to psychosomatic causes or mass hysteria, reminiscent of historical episodes of collective delusion. However, the truth remained elusive until recently, when a breakthrough discovery finally shed light on the dark shadows that haunted Kalachi and Krasnogorsk. Through exhaustive medical examinations and rigorous research, scientists pinpointed heightened levels of carbon monoxide and hydrocarbons in the air as the culprits behind the sleeping sickness. It was revealed that the closure of the uranium mines had inadvertently led to the accumulation of carbon monoxide in the surrounding atmosphere, depriving the villages of oxygen and triggering the mysterious ailment. As the
That's
revelation
fucked up.
spread, the authorities swiftly mobilized, initiating the evacuation of the affected villages to safeguard the residents from further harm. Yet, even as the villagers embarked on a new chapter in their lives, leaving behind the haunted landscapes of Kalachi and Krasnogorsk, the memories of those eerie days lingered, a reminder of the inexplicable mysteries that lurk in the recesses of the human experience. In late October 2016,
Chronic
an unsettling
carbon
incident
monoxide
occurred at the
poisoning.
Antofagasta Hospital in the northern Chilean city of Antofagasta. Andre Lara, a patient receiving treatment at the hospital, experienced strange occurrences during the night. The footage capturing this eerie event was shared on TikTok by the user Cesar Paraguia. Lara was roused from his sleep by scratching noises and the sensation of something tugging at his sheets. He later revealed that similar incidents had happened to other patients in the facility before. Feeling spooked, Lara decided to record the events to see if he could capture the mysterious sounds on film. Take a look at what his camera caught. This eerie incident only adds to the long list of reported paranormal encounters at the hospital. For years, both staff and patients have shared stories of eerie experiences within the hospital walls. Some have claimed to hear the whispers or cries of children, while others have reported sightings of elderly patients wandering the halls late at night, only to disappear into thin air. These persistent reports of supernatural activity have led many to wonder, could the Antofagasta hospital truly be haunted? Despite skeptics' attempts to explain away such phenomena, the unsettling events captured on camera continue to fuel speculation about the hospital's eerie reputation. In early December 2023, security guards at a Russian museum were left astonished when they witnessed something eerie on the CCTV system. The chilling footage was later shared on TikTok by user The Para World. As the clock ticks towards 7:30 on a quiet Sunday evening, the museum stands deserted, with all patrons having departed for the day. The CCTV cameras, however, continue to monitor the premises, capturing a scene that sends shivers down the guards' spines. Watch. A mysterious, transparent figure can be seen traversing one of the main rooms of the museum showroom. Adding to the intrigue, one of the guards later disclosed a haunting tale associated with the museum's history. Allegedly, several years ago, a woman met her untimely demise in one of the bathroom stalls within the museum's confines. Some believe that the apparition captured on CCTV could be her spirit, wandering the halls in search of peace.
Piece of what?
Reports of paranormal activity within the museum are not uncommon. Staff members frequently recount instances of objects mysteriously relocating overnight, unexplained cold spots, and eerie sensations of hair being tugged. In more unsettling occurrences, scratch marks have inexplicably appeared on patrons' skin, leaving them bewildered and unnerved. Given the tragic history intertwined with the museum's past, one can't help but ponder the possibility of it being haunted by restless spirits.
Yeah, Russia's just hella
As
haunted.
the museum continues to captivate visitors with its artifacts,
or people are just like
and
really,
exhibits,
really
the presence captured on
superstitious.
CCTV serves as a chilling reminder of the mysteries that lie within its
Probably
walls. Before we take a look at some haunting footage captured at a grandma's birthday, remember to hit that subscribe button, then tickle that little bell icon there and turn on all channel notifications.
Yo, grandma's birthday about to
That
get
way you'll be in
fucking
the loop every
hog
time we drop
wild.
our scary and creepy videos.
What's grandma gonna do this time?
Our last clip of the day was uploaded to
I mean,
YouTube
that's what he said,
by Paseo Infinito.
unfortunately.
It's early afternoon and this family is celebrating their grandma's birthday. Everyone's gathered around to watch the cake cutting when suddenly something rather eerie happens. Watch.
Like it could have been just like a kid
Strange,
running by.
dark figure darts past in the background. If you slow it down,
He looks like
it
not
almost
happy
looks
at all.
like a young girl. The family doesn't recognise the figure as anyone that was there that day and have no way of explaining this unsettling sighting. So what do you think this is? Love to hear your theories, share them with one another in the comments down below.
Grandma doesn't
The
even care.
mysterious, unsolved case of Yoxi has been floating around the internet for some years now. But have you heard the full story? We took a deep dive over on our second
wanna
channel,
know?
Slapped Ham Mysteries. Here's a little snippet.
In the annals of unsolved mysteries, few cases have captivated the imagination as much as the Yoxi case.
I don't like his other channel, really. It's just like AI'd the fuck up, too. I don't feel like there's anything real about it. I haven't seen this yet. I love this guy's videos.
Hey Majors, so I'd like to start off with a little biology lesson. When a species finds itself living on an island, it can start to evolve in strange ways based on the different pressures applied by the new environment. This is called island syndrome, and while it can manifest in a lot of ways, the biggest driving force is often a lack of predators. For example, the dodo lost its ability to fly since there was nothing to flee from. The saint killed a field mouse got twice as big since it no longer had to hide. And with no one around to bully them, the Sardinians started putting maggots in their cheese. Meet kazumartsu, literal translation, rotten cheese. It's made by taking a perfectly good wheel of pecorino and letting a special type of fly lay eggs in it. The fly babies then work to partially digest the cheese, rendering it goopy and wet and maybe quite tasty and worm-filled. Now, cheese as a concept is already quite suspect. It's clotted milk that you fill with bacteria and mold and let sit for a while. But cheese is safe and delicious. Cheese is my friend. I trust cheese. So my guard would be down around kazumartsu. I've learned to look past a cheese's childhood. Strange upbringings are what give them their character. But it turns out, those maggots are still alive, and if you don't chew well enough, they can cause enteric myiasis, which is a fancy term for fly larvae living in your intestines. Symptoms are similar to food poisoning, except with the added psychic pain of knowing that, again, your bowels are full of squiggly new friends. It's for this reason that kazumartsu is banned in the EU and elsewhere. A black market still exists, which is wild, and it's not a small one. In 2019, the illicit kazumartsu trade was estimated to be worth 2 to 3 million euros annually. Personally, I would just do it prohibition style, like definitely don't put these fly eggs on this sumptuous wheel of pecorino. But if you do, you absolutely shouldn't keep it warm and damp for a week. But although it's traditional to leave the larvae alive when you eat your mag and cheese, some consumers still prefer them dead, shockingly. In that case, one puts the cheese in a sealed bag, and when the maggots run out of oxygen, they writhe around and fling themselves all over the place. This is heard as a distinct pitter-patter against the walls of the bag, and when the sound stops, the contents are ready to eat, like popcorn. Shark fin soup is one most of us have heard about already, mostly in reference to its effect on shark populations and the wastefulness that goes into making it. Until recently, though, I never looked into the nature of the dish itself. I figured, right, the fins are just the only part of the shark worth eating. Big whoop, it's probably not much different from, like, swordfish. Apparently, though, I had it backwards. Shark fins aren't even meat. They're made almost entirely of cartilage and collagen. They are the last part we should be eating. That's why it's only made into soup, because without being soaked in broth, it has zero flavor or nutritional value on its own. Their only redeeming quality is their unique mouthfeel due to how stringily the collagen grows, in structures called ceratotrichia. The texture has been described as somewhere between chewy and crunchy, which I find describes most things, actually. Other adjectives present on Wikipedia include snappy, gelatinous, and sinewy. The exact sensation of eating this substance remains a mystery to me, and the unintended side effect of all this research is that I now really want to try it. Like, it's a big trade. I've got to be the one that's wrong. There is imitation shark fin soup available, but I've already decided that it's not nearly as good. So I've come up with a compromise to this controversy. Everyone on Earth gets just one bite. Say there's 10 bites to a fin, 4 fins to a shark, 200 million sharks die, sure, a necessary casualty. It's because of the, but then we can end the practice forever.
Medicinal qualities more than anything,
finally
right?
Rest, Mr. Ming. Come here, baby. Aw. Aki. What? Aki. Where? Aki. The aki is a fruit originally from West Africa, which is most commonly associated with Jamaican cuisine, where it appears in such dishes as aki and saltfish. These alien kidneys here are called the arrows, and they're the only part of the fruit that's actually eaten. The flavor is on the savory side, being described as kind of nutty or bean-like. What makes the aki controversial, though, is the effects it can cause when prepared improperly. If the arrows are allowed to completely ripen, they're harmless, but if you eat them too early, or don't thoroughly clean off all the non-arrow stuff, they can cause Jamaican vomiting syndrome. sickness. This disease doesn't sound real. It sounds like it belongs next to Eastern sweats and Tangerian bone grindings, but that's actually an official term, and as for symptoms, it does what it says on the tin. Plus maybe death. While ackee-based products aren't outright illegal in the United States, they are very tightly regulated, and the raw fruit itself cannot be imported. So if you're American and want to try it, your options are fully cooked canned ackee or going to Florida where a few people grow it domestically. Next we have bird's nest soup. This is another one that I've vaguely heard of, and for years I just assumed the name was a playful metaphor like ants on a log or shit on a shingle. Turns out,
this is what I was talking
dish
about.
contains an actual bird nest, not like a pile of twigs like I was
Sparrows.
picturing, but rather a specific type of nest only made by certain species of swiftlets. These nests are mostly made out of mucins, which are a set of proteins that,
It's like
among
whole
other
caves
things, serve
that like
to
get
thicken all
harvested.
those
It's
wonderful
crazy.
secretions our bodies make. There's a little bit in human saliva, a little bit more in mucus, and in swiftlet saliva, look out, pal. So all the swiftlet does is it finds a nice wall, starts laying out fat strings of slobber, which dry, and eventually she's got a nice place to roost. That is, right up until some gourmand says,
Today I crave bird spit. You can keep the eggs though.
And they then reconstitute it back into its original gelatinous texture. Unfortunately, these nests can't enter the US since, believe it or not, eating bird saliva is a great way to catch bird flu. And now the time has come to speak of the ortolan. The ortolan is a kind of bunting, which is a sort of passerine, which is a type of bird. They're birds. Like many animals, they have a long history of being eaten by the French, but what separates the ortolan from your average squab or pheasant is the unique way in which it is prepared and eaten. They're typically caught with nets and kept in the dark, which causes them to overeat for some reason. Once it's about twice as fat, the entire bird is then thrown into a container of brandy, alive, and sealed in. While this serves to marinate the creature, it also drowns in the process, thereby killing one bird with no stones. The ortolan
this started because one sick fuck was like, what if I put a bird in my wine and trap it in there?
As they chew, one hand continues holding the bird's head, while the other picks out the larger bones. This whole ritual is usually performed with a towel or large napkin over one's head. There's a few explanations for the purpose of the towel. Some say it's just there to keep the aromas in, while others say it's there to, quote, shield from God's eyes the shame of such a decadent and disgraceful act. Yeah, this one I'm okay with not trying, actually. Notable fans of this dish
like I've
include,
seen that in a
Bill
show
Cosby
before or
and the
something.
guy who invented the lobotomy. To be part of that social
my
club.
God.
Our mission is to eat birds whole and then make people not remember things. Killing ortolans was banned across the EU in 2007, not for any ethical reason, but because French people did this so much that the entire ortolan population was threatened. Thankfully, as of 2018, their conservation status is under least concern, so hopefully the French can get back to it soon. Anyway, that's all I have for today. Till next time, I'm Salmonella, and thank you for watching.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Bird wine. And the bird wine. Real quick, I think while this commercial plays, I'm going to do a bounty for 2 minutes for a movie trailer for that new Civil War movie. Let's all fight about politics. No, let's not. Let's not do that. Let's watch this quick trailer for 4 minutes. And I will read the notes. Then gets me a little extra money for the month. And then we will continue watching YouTube videos. So let's do this for the next 4 minutes. And then we will go back to our regularly scheduled programming. This is an Alex Garland movie too. I didn't know that. Alex Garland. I am actually a little interested in this. So. Let's check it out.
United States Army ramps up activity.
The White House issued warnings to the Western forces as well as the Florida Alliance.
The three-term president assures the uprising will be dealt with swiftly.
Let me know if you want to try anything on.
Are you guys aware there's like a pretty huge civil war going on all across America?
We just try to stay out with what we see on
Isn't
the news.
Jesse Plemons in this too?
Citizens of America, the so-called Western forces of Texas and California
Nick Swardson.
have suffered a very great defeat at the hands of the United States military.
Mr. President, do you regret the use of air?
I mean, I do like all of those movies a lot. Oh, he's in that. He's the guy who just got cut out of Dune 2.
To DC today.
We need to go down there.
They shoot journalists on sight in the Capitol. Every instinct in me says this is death. Blooded.
What's that actor's
Every
name?
time I survived a war zone,
He was like Thurfew Waffet in Dune. What's his name? Dune.
But here we are.
There's some kind of misunderstanding here. What? Well, you're American, okay? Okay. What kind of American are you? You don't know?
The Western forces will reach the White House on July 4th.
I mean, it's Alex Garland.
Get in the car! Get in the car!
All his like end of the world movies were pretty good.
You're gonna hang back.
I'm not hanging back.
One nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Kirsten Dunst, right? Like I haven't seen her in forever.
God bless America.
What was the last thing that Kirsten Dunst was in that was like huge? Spider-Man? It just plays a Clockwork video after that. All right, what do I have here? Yeah, Kirsten Dunst, Kaylee Spaney. Why does that sound familiar? Wagner Moura, Narcos, Stephen McKinley, Henderson. Oh yeah, okay, that's their fit. Stephen McKinley Henderson. It was out April 12th, the IMAX. I don't know if they have a popcorn bucket for this one, but IMAX is always the best place to go see things, especially nowadays. Dystopian world, think like 28 Days Later and The Last of Us. It looks cool. Very cool. Yeah, thanks for watching then, everybody. Can't believe it's already April, too. That's insane. No, it's not really, it'll be enough to buy, like, Five Guys meal. Basically, that's what this was. But I haven't really gotten a lot of streaming in this month. I appreciate you guys watching that. Thank you all. Let's watch something else. You could stop at 3. Okay. Well, now what should we watch? We could just keep doing some spooky stuff, I guess. Scary games. Necromancy. I went to go check Hungry. I went to go check Dr. Bob, and the first one is just Hungry SCP, and it's a bunch of gummy bears eating a person. Dr. Bob, are you okay, man? What's going on? What's going on, Bob? I know we could watch. Oh, dude, Bill hasn't put out a new video in like a month? Damn.
Hey guys, Bill here. This is just a little heads up to let you know I can't produce a regular real or fake show this week because guess what? The electricity is off where I live. We got hit by that tropical storm Isaias or whatever its name is, and well, the electricity's been off for a couple of days already, and they're saying it ain't coming back until next week. Now, I want you guys to know I'm working on some really good stuff for August, and I hope to be back up and running by next week. But in the meantime, I have just one little real or fake I want to show you guys, and this time I'm going to just let you guys decide whether it's a real or fake, okay? The video is called What I Saw in the Woods Gnome Sighting. It was sent in by Jakor Amir, who just wrote Real Mythical Creature. The video only runs 3 seconds, and it was posted by Ada1634. Let's take another look, only this time in slow-mo. Now, in the comments section of this video,
it's literally
the
a kid.
was kind of split. On the one hand, there was this, now I'm sure
It's a kid with a fucking gnome hat on, Bill.
Response. But on the other, there was, it's a freaking kid dressed up as a gnome. I want my 4 seconds back.
Yeah, what the fuck, Bill?
I can see why some people might think this is a kid, but if you consider the size, that kid is about the size of a baby, and the last time I checked, babies are not that good at running. Okay, so let's take one last little look at this video, and then you let me know what you think. If you think that is a real gnome, then vote real. But if you think that is just a kid running around in a gnome costume, then vote fake. And
Babies can't run. They're too stupid.
No. Now, if you want to really vote and see how other people are voting, then hop over to my community page by clicking on the link down in the description box. The other way you can do it is just by leaving your answer in the comment section, or if you want, you can just shout it out. I'll be back with the official answer next time, and until then, stay safe. Hey, don't go away just yet. There are a whole lot more real or fakes you can look at. Just go ahead and click on one.
I don't want to click on any of these, Bill. Real or fake?
This wasn't the most popular submission that came in this week, but it really caught my eye. Is this a real alien mutant from under the sea? Or just some kind of deep water fake? Hey guys, Bill here. You know, you guys send in a lot of really bizarre creature pictures. Like, take a look at this one. It's called Man Spider, and it was sent in by Ali Taskin.
It's just fucking AI.
It shows a lot of imagination. And then there's this. This one was sent in by Fly Main, and it too is obvious.
Real Pac-Man.
Thanks to Marinus Kramer on Facebook, we know it comes from an artist who likes to make organic versions of characters from video games. Here's another picture of this, I don't know what you call it, Orgo Pac-Man in a jar. And that brings me to this picture. It was sent in by, well, I'm just going to say Abdel, who just wrote, is this a real animal or is this photo for real? Taking a closer look at the picture, we can see we are now on the ocean. There's an island back here and possibly a swimmer over here.
Also, water is over here.
If I popped out of there, I'd be out of there in a flash like Superman. On top of its head is just a little
We
bit
needed
of
that
hair. Then it
little
has
edit
this
there.
strange lump that kind of looks like a nose, but I don't see any nostrils there. And then down here we have this weird little mouth. It almost looks human. Take
Weird
all
little
that and
mouth.
stack it on top of the fattest neck I've ever seen, except, well, maybe this guy. And, well, you got a real head scratcher on your hands. Say what? I posted the picture over on my Facebook to see what the super sleuths over
Same,
there had
Stewie,
to say.
same.
And, well, Fred Skelton said it looks like something from Star Wars. Yeah, and I could see that. Craze Verse wrote it looks like something from an alien movie. And I can see that too. And Kareem Rossian claims it came from a Photoshop contest, and this was the original photo. Seriously, Kareem? I mean, sorry, but I mean, there is no way this picture came from this picture. Okay, guys, take one last look at this thing and let me know what you think. I mean, if you think this is a
Dude,
real
seals are
creature
fucking
from
crazy.
under the sea,
These big-ass
whether
seals.
it's a mutant, alien, or whatever, I want you to vote real. If, on the other hand, you think maybe somebody cooked this thing up in Photoshop or altered it in some kind of way, then I want you to vote fake. And as always, you could always vote unknown. Okay, now if you want to
showed
vote,
the
you have to
unedited
go over to my
photo. I didn't
community
see
page
it.
because, you know, YouTube took the voting thing away in the videos. I don't know why. Thank you very much, YouTube. But you click on the link down in the description box. That'll take you to my community page. You vote there. You hit the back button. You come back here. You watch the video from right where you left off, and you can see if you're right or wrong. Now, if you don't want to go through all that, I totally understand. You can just pause
Who
the
the fuck
video,
is
go to
this
the comment
lady?
section, leave your answer
I was
down
out there.
then come back here and play the rest of the video. And as usual, you can always just shout it out.
Why?
Okay,
What?
hopefully you got
Why
all your votes in.
Chewbacca?
I'm going to get out the official answer here, and we are going to find out what we got going
Because
on
aliens.
here with this picture. And according to this statement, which is the official answer, well, it's a little complicated. Let me explain it to you, okay? Now, the animal, guess what? It's real, okay? But somebody doctored the photo, so we have to determine it as
Real fake.
Thanks to Super Sleuth Kent Casey Martinez, we now have the original picture. It was first posted to Instagram by Justin Hoffman. It is a southern elephant seal. Normally they look more like this, but trust me, these are amazing sea creatures.
Yeah,
They
dude,
can
elephant
dive
seals
more than
are
a
like
mile
scary as
deep
fuck.
and hold their breath for over an hour. I can't tell you where they live exactly because they live in different parts of the world. The reason why this one had to be judged a fake is because somebody added the mouth, lips, or whatever you want to call it in Photoshop. Here's the original, here's the fake. Okay, now why this picture looks so strange is because, let's say, this is the front of the seal, right? This is the back of the seal. We're actually looking at the seal from the back after it shot up out of the water, and because its head is looking straight up, it's just looking backwards at us, and then somebody added that mouth in, and that's why it's a fake. And now,
That's
for my
it.
favorite fake
Officially
of the week.
solved.
The video is called Pitbull Whips Dirt Bike and was sent in by O'Neill Nell.
That's kind of
In the video, Dirt Bike
Dumb
Daredevil
idea.
Jared McNeil makes it look like he's taking his dog for the ride of its lifetime. But truth be told, if you read the description box, they inserted a stuffed dog doll for the dangerous parts of the video. According to Jared McNeil, no animals were hurt in the making of this video, but that doesn't change the fact that it is so fake. It's funny.
so fuck. It's spelled on
Hey,
purpose.
don't go away
Fuck you,
just
Bill.
yet. There are a whole lot more real or fakes you can look at.
Misspelled for the engagement. Isn't that funny that that's a tactic on TikTok? Almost said YouTube. YouTube's not that shitty yet. Like you have to like purposely misspell things on TikTok for engagement. That's how you do it, apparently. All right. I'm just looking through my shit here. Could check out. Damn, I thought I had some more stuff here. I guess we could just always do more factor fiction. Fiction or fact. Yeah, no new nukes videos or anything like that. Stuff going downstairs. Like glass bottles or whatever. Yeah, I don't have anything here. Ain't got shit. I think we watched all the ham videos. Oh, there's a new Sir Spooks. We can take this out.
Hello everyone, my name is Sir Spooks and today
new
we're
odd
going to
header.
look at 10 scary videos. But before we begin, make sure to subscribe for more scary content. Alright, with that said, let's begin.
Alright.
This Reddit video that was posted by a user known as Squeaky Frog Toes is absolutely guaranteed to make you lose
What?
out on a few hours of sleep tonight. So watch at your own risk. The person who posted the video claims that they've been noticing some seriously strange activity in their house.
Name of that food
and
video
finally
from earlier.
decided to set up a
If you look
video
up
camera
Sam
somewhere
O'Neill,
hidden to record
find it.
overnight, and just throughout the day.
His newest video.
While
Pretty
that
big channel.
inevitably recorded a ton
He already
of
has like a
boring
million
and useless footage,
views on it or so.
the uploader did actually manage to capture something genuinely eerie on camera that is sure to give you the chills. The woman in the video can be seen sitting in the kitchen area of the house, simply just trying to open up a box of cereal to enjoy when out of nowhere
He doesn't really
hears
post
this.
very often, so it's a pretty big channel.
Oh, Jesus!
The fuck is this video?
Jackie? Hi. Oh, Jesus! Oh, Jesus!
A strange, childlike voice can be heard saying hi from somewhere nearby, causing the woman to flinch and be put on edge for the rest of the video. She then proceeds to stand up to survey the area, but is unable to find anything that could have caused it, even after she walks around several parts of the house. In the description of the video, the woman writes that her security system also caught no movement or other activity except for her moving around for the box of cereal, as we just saw. She also points out that her dogs did not want to follow her into the kitchen for a nighttime snack, which she points out is something that's quite unusual for her dogs. Could this mean that the dogs sensed something in the kitchen that they didn't like, and so as a result, they didn't want to follow her? After all, anything's possible. If you're a pet owner, then it's very likely that this next video posted to YouTube is going to make you a little bit scared of your beloved animal friend for the next little while.
No, it's not.
The video in question was posted to YouTube Shorts on August 11th, 2023 by a woman named Lauren Constantino. At first, the video appears to be completely normal footage of a seemingly dark hallway. Sure, it might be a little eerie to see a dark hallway, but otherwise there's nothing creepy going on here. Then we can see a black cat standing in the hallway. Initially, the cat is quite cute and lovable in nature, but then something proceeds to happen with the cat's face that then disappears just a millisecond later. Be sure to keep a close eye on this footage and see if you notice anything unusual. For some strange and unknown reason, the cat's face suddenly can be seen turning into that of a screaming person's face. To me, it almost resembles that of a screaming woman in particular. Of course, this begs the question, who in the world does this face belong to? Also, why did it appear on this seemingly innocent cat's face? Is this video evidence of a cat being possessed by a spirit? Could something else that's far less sinister be at play here? Either way, good luck wanting to go and cuddle your pet cat after watching a video like this. A guy on TikTok named Tristan has been plunged into a terrifying to set out to discover the truth about the strange happenings in his house and placed a number of cameras in key locations. At first, the video footage simply shows the inside of Tristan's bedroom, with his door being slightly ajar. So far, so good. However, this seemingly innocent and random video is about to be transformed into something seriously creepy. Take a look.
It's about to get seriously creepy up in here. Up in here. Up in here. Y'all gonna make me lose my mind. Up in here.
In the terrifying video, Tristan recoils in terror from his bed as the door trembles with an unnatural force, sending shivers down his spine, which is certainly an understandable reaction. Watching a video like this, it's not hard to imagine how any skeptics could brush it aside, since it certainly would be possible to fake. But that doesn't necessarily mean that this is a hoax. To this day, this video hasn't gotten any sort of concrete explanation given to it, so for now, we can only theorize as to what could possibly be going on at Tristan's house. It certainly doesn't seem like anything good. A Reddit user known as Emerix posted this extremely strange video to the popular UFO subreddit with a video that has been perplexing nearly everyone who has seen it. The video depicts a bright blue, nearly cloudless sky on a hot summer day and shows something that any skydiver would be absolutely terrified of. A guy can be seen simply enjoying his day up in the sky when out of nowhere, something can be seen trailing right behind him.
Oh shit. Looks like it's like way far away.
Of course, since the video was recorded very far away, it's difficult to tell exactly what it is, but a lot of people are theorizing that a UFO is flying behind him. which is definitely possible. The uploader says that when he zoomed in on the strange object, he noticed an odd orbital-looking activity around it. He also says that he initially thought it was just galaxy stabilization, but says that the bugs flying around in the video don't have that problem, so that might not be the reason. There are a lot of good comments speculating about the video and what could be happening in it. One commenter points out that the object looks like an enlarged atom with the electrons orbiting at high speed. Regardless of whatever was spotted near the skydiver in the air that day, I think it's very safe to assume that this guy will probably think twice about going skydiving again for the foreseeable future.
Impastable? Maybe, I hope so.
Sydney, also known as Salt Sage, on TikTok, recently posted a spooky video to her account. In it, we see some truly strange things happening in her house while she was asleep and unaware of them. In the clip, Sydney analyzes footage that looks ordinary at first. It shows her kitchen in black and white with no action visible. But then the mood abruptly changes. Take a look. All of a sudden,
yeah, that's an annoying
doors
sound.
mysteriously fly open for no apparent reason. No drafts from open windows, for example. The abrupt movement is certainly quite weird and raises the possibility of paranormal powers at work, and begs the issue of what could have caused it. It's hard not to be left feeling uneasy when the video ends abruptly, wondering about the strange things that happened in this seemingly ordinary house. To this day, the video remains a complete mystery. Let's just hope that Sydney manages to get to the bottom of this situation. Do you guys have any theories about what was going on here? If so, be sure to leave them in the comment section down below. This next video was published to TikTok by a user known as RJs, and shows you exactly why you should be driving extra carefully when it's extremely dark out and there isn't much light around you. The video shows the uploader driving around in the middle of a dark and deserted road in the dead of night on August 6, 2021 at 4:40 AM. The road was Highway 897, just a few kilometers from Ryle Beach in Alberta, Canada. The uploader drives at his normal speed before he eventually proceeds to slow his vehicle down significantly as soon as he notices something incredibly odd off to the side of the road. Have a look. As you can see,
she had a haunted ass white dress
can be seen moseying around on the side of the road, much to the complete confusion and utter terror of the uploader.
This lady's haunted
ass.
No
idea what was going on or who this mysterious woman was. The uploader also stated that the woman was totally alone and even turned around to do a double take to make sure that he wasn't simply seeing things after being awake for so long. He also says that ever since this night, this woman has been in his mind constantly and he can't seem to shake this incident. What in the world was this woman doing in the middle of a highway at nearly 5 in the morning? Also, why was she dressed all in white? Was she trying to do something? Was she lost? Is it possible that this woman is actually a spirit? It seems as if we will never truly get a proper answer. A guy on Reddit known as DependentAd695 posted a chilling video to the popular Paranormal Encounters subreddit, which is a place for people to showcase authentic and truthful accounts of paranormal experiences and sightings. The footage that the uploader posted was filmed by his uncle all the way back in the early 2000s, which explains why the video looks
all
and feels
the way
so
back.
retro. What starts off as a seemingly normal video quickly transforms into something terrifying.
Bro.
The footage, filmed in the middle of a bright
Things
summer
were
day,
like digital at
shows
that
the
point.
uncle wandering around
Not
in
like
the grass
great,
outside
but people weren't
before
really
he then
using
proceeds to
like
stop and zoom in on something a bit
old
farther off in the
VHS
distance.
cameras and shit like that in the year 2000.
It becomes clear that there's definitely something lurking around in the grass with the man, but as for what exactly it is, nobody knows, and thus the theories online have commenced. A lot of people notice that the entity in question seems to have small, round, tan ears, which
looks like
one
a
commenter
guy.
points out reminds him of a cougar, which would certainly be a less scary answer. Another person, however, thinks that the entity looks like a gigantic grasshopper. Others believe it to be a Bigfoot or even a Dogman. Either way, to this day, the video has never been fully solved, and we can only hope that'll change sometime in the near future. Imagine going onto your phone, checking your home security camera footage that was recorded overnight while you slept, only to be met with the terrifying sight of what looks to be something leaving your house. That's exactly the situation that a TikTok user named Miss Sandra35 found herself in one night in early 2023. The video footage that was recorded on her Ring doorbell camera in the middle of the night shows something genuinely bizarre and baffling making an exit from her front door in the middle of the night, much to her utter confusion and pure terror. Let's have a look. As you can see, some kind of small white ghost or creature can be seen seemingly leaving her house. The woman jokes that it almost looks like the popular kids ghost Casper in the video, which certainly lightens the mood. But if this ghost wasn't creepy enough, something else happens at around the 25-second mark in the video that is guaranteed to make you feel uneasy. Watch this. Some kind of a dark figure in a dress can be seen very quickly moving into frame before the video ends abruptly just a couple of seconds later, meaning that we never get a closer look at it. To this day, the uploader has absolutely no idea as to what was going on here, and it's unlikely that she ever will, unless of course somebody comments a theory that helps her crack the case. This video was posted to TikTok by a woman named Mandy in February of this year, and shows something genuinely eerie
Mandy
that
ASMR?
absolutely nobody would want to have recorded on their home security camera system overnight. The video in question is security camera footage of the inside of her infant's room. As you can see, all appears to initially be going well, but things take a rapid change for the worse when this happens.
Is she gonna start doing ASMR? Is anything even happening?
Out of nowhere, a creepy face and hands can be seen appearing in the window, much to the horror of the uploader, who just wanted to have her youngster in a safe and caring environment. The video is even creepier when you zoom in on the window and get a better look at whatever was outside that night. Mandy also states that there is a child lock on the window, so there's absolutely no way that the window could be opened. Also, to make things even creepier, at one point in the video you can actually see the lights in the room randomly turn off, which Mandy says was not her doing. So it begs the question, what in the world was going on here? This feels like a scene ripped straight out of a horror movie. Let's just hope that if her house is truly haunted or being targeted by someone or something, that Mandy moves her and her youngling out of there before it's too late. This video was published to the highly popular High Strangeness subreddit, which is essentially one big collection of all sorts of photos, videos and stories relating to the paranormal, UFOs, ancient cultures, cryptozoology, anomalies and other strange things. The uploader of this particular video stated that the footage in question was filmed on a friend's trail camera on a ranch on a private property in the middle of the night in October of 2018. Although it's only a 7-second video, it's more than enough time to send shivers down your spine and will surely make you afraid to be watching this video alone if you are. Take a look. Out of nowhere, some kind of a strange, tall and lanky humanoid creature can be seen walking right by the camera before eventually disappearing out of view of the camera, just seconds before the video abruptly ends, leaving us all to wonder what this trail camera footage ended up capturing.
Looks like a guy.
If you guys have any sort of theories relating to this video, be sure to leave them in the comment section down below, because I would love to hear them. And that was 10 scary videos. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, then subscribe for more scary content. My name is Sir Spooks, and I'll see you
just an alien
in
guy.
the next video.
Some guy. Yeah, we're just gonna watch some goofy animated stories for a few. Gonna wrap it up probably in a bit. But until then.
So all pizza deliveries were
delivering pizza.
This happened 4 years ago when I was still in high school. I was told to do my last delivery of my shift. I got in my car, which was a 1999 Camry, perfect for delivering pizzas. I GPSed the address on my phone.
Camry.
I live upstate in the country, so all pizza deliveries were long drives. I remember the sun was starting to set, so it was probably around 7 o'clock. I'd say after a good 15 minutes of driving through the foresty dirt roads, my GPS said I had arrived. It was an old little cottage-like house made almost entirely of wood. It was sitting all by itself in the middle of absolutely nothing but forest. The lawn was completely unkept, as the grass was almost at knee height.
Wow.
I was used to this kind of thing, so I didn't think much of it. I took the pizza to the front door. There was no doorbell, so I knocked loudly on the door. Within 10 seconds, I heard the sound of footsteps hitting wood on the inside of the house. The footsteps made it to the door and stopped. I started to feel uneasy. I got the feeling that I was being watched. And that's when I noticed there was a peephole in the door. "It's the pizza guy," I called out. I heard a low, harsh-sounding voice on the other side of the door, telling me to bring the pizza out back. I didn't like the idea of going back there. Something didn't seem right. "Are you sure, sir?" I called out. He didn't answer my question. The sound of footsteps didn't move away from the door, so I had the feeling he was still watching me. I almost found myself walking back to my car, but I decided I didn't want any trouble with my boss. The last time I brought a pizza back, he gave me attitude. so I reluctantly walked through the uncut grass and around the small house to the back. I remember there was a shed and a little patio back there. In the patio, there was a table with 4 chairs surrounding it. In one of the chairs, facing away from me, I saw the head of somebody sitting in the seat. I began walking over and said, "Excuse me."
Damn, what
the
the
person
fuck?
didn't even move an inch. "Excuse me," I said again louder. Then from behind me, I heard, "Psst, over here." I turned around to see a man poking his head out from the corner of the house, looking at me with a crazed smile. "Come over here, I want to show you something." I freaked out, turned around and ran around the house in the opposite direction, back to my car, for some reason still holding the pizza. I got in my car, started it, and got away from there. On my way back to the pizzeria, I pulled over to the side of the road and called the police. Eventually, I was informed that there was no sign of anybody having been in that house for a long time. I quit my delivery job a few days after that. I have no idea what would have happened to me had I gone up to that man, but to this day, I still wish I had just turned my head to see who or what was sitting in that patio chair.
Who or what? Who was in the chair?
Eventually, the cap.
This one.
You can see some weird things when you're tired, but the thing about this story, I wasn't tired. Me and the family were on vacation to some resort in a very rural area of Pennsylvania to make the setting creepier. There weren't many young people there for me and my brothers to hang out with. It seemed like more of an adult resort. But then one day when I was walking outside of the main lodge of the resort, I for some reason looked up to a window on the second floor and saw a teenage girl looking down at me. From that distance, she looked kinda cute, so I gave her a wave, but she didn't show any sign of reaction, so I just moved on. However, later that same day, I was so bored that I was sitting on the swing set at the little playground of the resort, and that's when I saw the same girl again. She was a little ways away from me down past the playground, close to the tree line, and she was just standing there staring at me. Being a teenage guy, my hormones controlled my body, and so I got off the swing and began walking over to her. As I started getting closer to her, I realized she wasn't as cute as I thought she was. There was something about her face that just gave off a creepy vibe.
She was actually kind of
I can't put my
ugly.
finger on it, but if I had to say, I think it would have to do with her eyes and her mouth. I'd say once I got about halfway over to her, she turned around completely and ran into the woods. And I mean she full on ran into the woods. I stopped in my tracks, completely turned off. This girl seemed like a freaky stalker.
Completely turned off.
I didn't see her the rest of our stay at the resort. During the car ride home, miles and miles away from the resort, I was thinking about her. How maybe if I followed her into the woods, I could have gotten laid, even though there was something off about her face. But then what I saw next made me feel like my heart dropped into my stomach. Looking down ahead, I saw the same girl standing by the tree line on the side of the highway. As we sped past her, I saw her head turn so that she was always looking right at me, even through the tinted minivan windows. I asked my parents if they saw her, and they just responded, "Saw who?" Soon afterwards, I accepted that it was all in my head, and that the girl was never even there.
It's fucked up, man. She was never even really there. Alright, guys. I'm going to wrap it up. Like I said earlier, I'm passing out. But you know, we hit the 4-hour mark, so that's pretty good. Pretty good.